Hello, it's Diana Marchand from Raw Foods Made Simple, and today is How To Thursday. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a kale salad. Yes, a kale salad. This one is going to have a kind of spicier peanutty sauce on it, so that is really good. That's something I love the taste of. What I've done so far is I have thinly sliced some carrots. That's one of the things I'm going to put in it. And I'll show you this funky little thing I have. It is a little peeler, and it's actually serrated like this, so that you can make these thin little noodle strips with just by doing this. So it's kind of cool. Really good if you make some raw stir fries and stuff, because it gets them. It's just a different way of. It looks good. I mean, it's a different way of cutting things, right? Okay, that's my carrots. So I have carrots in it. Now, of course, the ingredient kale. So I took the stems off the kale, washed it, of course, spun it in my lettuce spinner, took the stems off. So you could either dice it, cut it with a knife. I'm just going to do a little sample here for you, not a huge salad. So I'm just going to cut break up some pieces of kale. And you really want to squish the kale, break it up fine, because kale is so fibrous that it needs to really break down, right? Otherwise, it's so hard. There's a lot of chewing involved, and that's also why kale really holds up well to thick sauces like a peanut sauce, where you need like the good oils and fat in it to really limp. You want to, oh, now I can't think of the word. Wilt the kale, that's the word. Okay. Just throwing some kale in there. And then a couple other things I'm going to use in this kale salad, or I'm going to use some garden tomatoes, and I'm going to use some red bell pepper and some cucumber. These are all farmers market stuff. So good. Okay, just going to do this and mix it around. Usually I put more kale in it, just so you know. This is just, I'm making a little sample salad here for the video. Don't want to spend too much time. Now I'm going to throw some of my bell peppers in, some cucumbers. Now, really doesn't matter for measurements. It's all up to you. You can have more kale, you can have more carrots, you can have more of the veggies than the kale and carrots. It's totally fine. So I've got that all mixed up there, nice and colorful. Then we're going to make the sauce. Just put that there for now. The sauce. Okay, so I've got some almond butter. You can use raw, or this is the roasted almond butter. You can also add a bit of tahini too if you want. If you don't want to just have the almond butter, that's totally cool too. And you can use some natural peanut butter also if you want in this. So there's this is a small batch, okay? So this is 2 tablespoons of almond butter. Then we're going to use a bit of maple syrup, Canadian maple syrup, which is, looking at the recipe, 1/4. Usually I don't measure, but because you guys like measurements, that's why I'm doing this, okay? Usually I go all by kind of feel when I go through things. That's 1/4 teaspoon. Then you can grind it, make this sauce in a blender. I'm doing it just by hand here. So instead of garlic, I'm actually using a bit of garlic powder, okay? So usually you use a little bit of garlic, real garlic, for fast and nice and easy, and just a fast way of making this sauce. I'm going to use a bit of garlic powder, very little, 1/8 of a teaspoon maybe, but I do like fresh ginger. Now I grated the ginger with this little tiny grater, so a ginger root, peel it, and then grate it, and that's a fast and easy way also to get some little pieces of ginger here, and it's really finely done, so you might have few chunks in your salad. So if you're okay with that, go for that. Otherwise, use a blender to blend all this up. Apple cider vinegar, the one with the mother, make sure that is, I think it's a tablespoon. Yes, I was right. Tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And then tamari or Bragg's. This is Bragg's or Namashoyo if you use. I don't use one with wheat. It's about 2 tablespoons. I always start with less, because if I can do with less, I can do with less. Also, there's now coconut aminos, which I highly recommend going for something like that and getting away from the soy products. Whoa. So this is quite a full bowl. So I'm just being careful when I stir it, because I don't want it spraying all over the place. Oh, there it goes. So I'm just stirring it and stirring it. Because almond butter is so fat, right, so heavy, it takes a little while to stir smooth here. I'm stirring it and stirring it. Now, looking and see if I missed anything. Curry powder, 1/4 teaspoon of curry powder, which, yeah, is something a little bit different. We're gonna do our 1/4 teaspoon of curry powder in here. You can leave it out if you want, but really the curry just adds kind of a nice flavor. You can't really tell that much. Okay, make sure I got everything. So as you can see, it's very, very thick. Now, kale salad does hold up to a thick dressing. But what I'm going to do is just taste it, see how I like it. Remember, always taste, right? It's quite a unique taste. I actually like it. Now, what you can do is you can thin it out a little bit with some water. So I'm just very, very little, like maybe a 1/2 teaspoon to start or something. Oh, there it goes, splattered on my top. And you can make this spicier if you want. You can add some cayenne, you can add some red pepper, excuse me, red pepper flakes. So you can spice it up more if you like a spicy peanut sauce, right? This is a bit of a milder one, but it has a really interesting flavor with the little bit of curry powder in there, so I like it. Okay, so I probably shouldn't have put the cucumber in here because I'm really going to massage the kale now, so note, add cucumber after you put the dressing on. Now, of course, you're not going to pour on a whole bunch of dressing on a little kale salad. So if you go by this recipe, it probably makes almost about 1/3 of a cup of dressing. So note that it's small, but it still makes quite a lot. So, but you know, add a little bit at a time, and you're going to see how well it goes in. Now, usually you use your hands, right? And massage it in. So I'm just getting an idea how much I'm going to need. With kale salads, you usually use quite a bit of dressing actually because it really soaks into the kale. The kale really absorbs the dressing. So as you can see with my hands, let me move all this stuff. I am just massaging it like that. So, like I said, you don't need the red pepper and the cucumbers in while you're doing this. So, okay. So this looks about the right amount of dressing. I like to get it in the carrots too. You can actually use this dressing for just carrots, making noodles with carrots and using it on carrots, and it's really good too. It's from a recipe I did earlier with just carrots, but now I'm combining the kale and the other veggies with it. Oh, my hands are so messy. So that is what it looks like. Just let me wash these. Okay, voila, I'm back. And what I've also done, because I kind of felt like a few rice noodles today, so I've also done up some brown rice noodles. I just made them, and now I just rinse them with cold water. So what I'm going to do is my salad is going to have some rice noodles, and then I'm actually going to add some of this salad on top and mix it all together. Okay, so anyways, you can do it any way you want. You don't have to use the rice noodles. I like having them every once in a while, so get them off my fingers. And kale salad like this is better after the dressing sits on it for a while, like an hour or two. It's even good the next day. So that is something you can make ahead of time and have the next day. If you're using rice noodles, I would not add the rice noodles until right before you eat it. So anyways, it's hard to tell what it looks like, but there's my I just did a little sample of my kale salad with the peanut sauce and a few rice noodles added in. So that is my How To Thursday. I hope you enjoy it. It's another way to enjoy this fabulous kale at this time of the year, okay? So thanks for joining me. It's Diana from Raw Foods Made Simple, and I'll see you soon.